Maido, hi there Japan fans. Today's topic, we're going to talk about hitting the mark. Present, Master Shimashou. This is the 8th year of the Presentation Japan series podcast, and we are beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata Present no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muda ni suru no wa yamimashou. And my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. Through this podcast, I want to help you become a better speaker to be 1, clear, 2, confident, 3, persuasive, 4, highly influential with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday, the Business Tachijin no Oshie show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 402. Today we're talking about presenters who hit the mark. Watching the avalanche of speakers to the Democratic National Convention has been interesting. Some really hit the mark and others not so much. What makes a difference? Well, I could see they were all using teleprompters, so effectively they are reading what they wrote to us. Some I felt were just reading back to us what they'd wordsmithed, and others connected with us. How do they do that? Comfort with a medium is a big differentiator. There is also the issue of which teleprompter you look at, because they had them left, center, and right. Too much rapid head turning is distracting. Burrowing into just one screen seems to be denying the love to the other areas of the audience. Teleprompters are set at certain speeds, and the advanced models will coordinate with your personal timing. You stop, and it will wait until you start again. I couldn't tell which type they were using, but I would have to expect the most advanced tech was being used for such an important event. Nevertheless, it was obvious that the cadence for some people is slightly off, and that may be because they don't get a chance to give many speeches using teleprompters. Particularly in the case of business people, I would guess that 99.9% of those located in Japan have never had an occasion to use one. So here is a hint. Don't make your speech your test bed for trying out a teleprompter. Get hold of one early and practice with it until you feel comfortable. Holding the moment is another skill. Imagine facing an audience of, 25,000 people and having your face projected onto the most monstrously huge jumbotron screen for the folks in the cheap seats at the back. You also have all of those at home tuning in on television to watch, an audience of around 29 million people, apparently, plus all the social media views. That would make anyone nervous. But the pros are not feeling rushed or speeding up because their pulse rate is going through the roof. They know how to hold the moment and build anticipation for what they are about to say. As business folk, we have to have the same ability to hold the moment. Probably we don't have a massive audience putting incredible pressure on us. So we should be able to manage it if we do our planning well. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese, we do them in English, we do them in our super safe classroom, and we do them live online. Our show today is being brought to you by, on the 3rd of October, we're having our 3-day version of Dale Carnegie course. On the 14th and 15th of October, our High Impact Presentations course. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan, every Monday Tokyo time. Fridays we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday we release the Business Pro television show. Don't forget to grab my business best-selling books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Saegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muri ni suru wa yamemashou. And my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery. And all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. Pausing is a tough skill. You feel the pressure to speak, but the ability to deny that itch is important. By creating a gap between what you've just said, what you're saying now, and then between that and what you will say next is powerful. I thought Michelle Obama did a masterful job of combining the anticipation component with her pauses. The speaker's one-liners are like a punchline for a comedian, and timing makes all the difference. Too short doesn't work, and so does too long. So it is a real skill to find the right gap. The key for business people is to program in pauses at certain points of emphasis in the talk. These pauses will highlight and illuminate the key point we want to make and have it rise above all the other points we are making. Energy is a tricky beast. Too much, and you are seen as verging on insanity or at least hysteria. I recall when I saw Kimberly Guilfoyle at the Republican National Convention, it seemed too much to me. Her speech felt histrionic and just too forced. Too little, and the connect with the audience is hard to establish. Biden and Clinton are both losing their voice strength, and it stood out in terms of the energy they could bring to their points. Where is the line is a good question. There is a tendency to go hard from start to finish rather than having some modulation. That is easy to say but hard to do. With 25,000 people screaming out while you are talking, you feel you have to project above the noise of the room. In business, that is not a likely scenario. So we can have better control over where we insert strength and softness throughout our talk, and we should be aiming for both. Did you get value from today's show? If you did, then share the love around with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Until the next episode, go out there and apply the learnings from today and become a presentations legend amongst your circle. Thank you for joining me, and please tune in next week. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.